My name is Devyn. I am 19 years old. I am a transgender female to male, pre-T, and pretty much everything. Um, those of you who know me as a pretty outgoing, very funny guy, constantly joking. Um, though I can be serious normally. I'm, you know, just a joker. Um, but today I'm not going to be. Going to talk about a very serious matter that is posing a severe threat to our society, and that that is well, depression and suicide, not only among teens but adults as well, when uh, when dealing with their sexual orientation or gender identity, and either the fear of being bullied or isolated, or being bullied and isolated. And I just want to say that it does get better. Um, and I may not be able to make a difference, but I want to tell you my story, so maybe I can give a little bit of hope to those of you that are struggling out there. Um, Starts off in grade 10. I came out to being bisexual. In all reality, I've never really been, I've always been, sorry, in denial about who I am. Um, I realized actually in grade 3 that I was attracted to a girl in my class. I thought she was really cute. And I realized this was a different crush. This wasn't that like silly boyfriend. Oh, he's really cute, so um, I'm gonna go poke him on the playground. Like this was a serious crush. I really liked her, and it was different, and that scared me. I'm like, okay, this isn't normal. This isn't something I normally see. Um, and I kept that inside. I gained crushes on other girls, and I didn't admit to it until um, grade 10. I was in major denial, and even then I was still in denial. I still thought I was attracted to men, and summer going into grade 11, my last boyfriend, I broke up with him because I just told him the truth. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not attracted to men. Um, and I didn't generally just come out again, but it was more so if anybody asked me, I generally just told them that and confirmed their beliefs that yes, I am a lesbian. I do not like men. I like women. Um, in March of 2009, I, found my first serious girlfriend. We dated for nearly 2 years. We lived together, and it was pretty serious. We generally considered to have a future together, get married, have kids, all that stuff. I mean, we were engaged in all reality. And in July 2010, we went to Pride together. And up until that point, I mean, I have grown up in a family that is definitely accepting, at least the family that I stick to, which is my big brother and my mom, who I love dearly, and they love me as well. Um, but I mean, growing up with them, I never really realized anything. They're both straight, both been in straight heterosexual relationships, and I've never seen any different, really. So, um, I especially didn't see anything about transgender. I mean, uh, not a lot of people do growing up, and going to Pride kind of opened up my eyes into a different world that I hadn't really seen before, and it kind of clicked at that point. So when I started doing research, and more and more, I'm just like, this is me. This is scaring me. Like, this is big. This is huge. And it clicked. I mean, when I was a child, I was never girly. I hated dresses. Um, Whenever I would play like house or store or any of those kind of games, I would play the male roles, so father, brother, grandfather, etc. Um, Whenever we had family gatherings of going over to my aunt and uncle's house, the girls would go in and they'd gossip, and I would go out with guys. I would, as they're sipping their beer and talking about automotives, like their cars, their four wheelers, I'd be out there chatting it up. It all clicked. I'm like, oh my god, this is me. Um, but at that point, I was fearful of coming out to my girlfriend at the time because I needed to find the right time, and I wasn't sure how she would react. And I came out to her around beginning of November, and she would be 100% supportive. She loved me no matter what. And then a few weeks later, she came to me and said, "I don't know if I can do this. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if I can be with a man." Uh, and we both agreed, like, we'll stick it out. We'll wait until I said, I can't transition for years. It's going to be a while before I will even start my transition period. So let's kind of see where it goes. We ended up going to a party, and although it angered me at that point, she ended up outing me to a few people, one of which was a close friend who I actually ended up dating afterwards. Um, and it was, although it angered me, it was the push that I needed to get out there and start my transitioning. Um, we ended up breaking in January of last year, 2011. Um, and it was really hard for me because, I just lost my sole supporter, the only person really that knew who I was other than a best friend that lives 6 hours away and a close friend that, I didn't know much about. And I didn't know if I could go to her because she didn't know much about transitioning as well. So, my world was spiraling out of control. I started drinking heavily, especially after, uh, my most recent ex and I broke up. I mixed prescription drug cocktails with drinking, and I would cut it. It was a bad time. Um, but it's gotten better. It gets better. In not even a year's time, I've come out to so many people. I came out to my mom, who, although again, it's hard for her. She 100% supports me. It's a hard transition to her from calling me by my birth name and by female pronouns to male. She's taking baby steps, but she's getting there, and I love her for 100% supporting me. Um, my biggest my biggest fear was coming out to my big brother because, although again he's a very supporting, loving brother, and I care about him deeply, he's just I, I was fearful because he's always seen me as his little sister, and I came out to him just recently, Christmas Day actually, and he supports me 100%. I've come out to closest friends, friends of their friends, and now even strangers, and doing that has lifted such a weight off of my shoulders. I feel so happy now. Um, I haven't cut in a very long time. I rarely drink. I definitely don't mix prescriptions with anything. And I've met an amazing girl. She supports me through my transitions, and she understands. She's, my biggest support, and I love her so much. And I'm gonna have a future with her. I know that. So, for those of you that are in that situation that I was in a year ago, where either you're just coming to terms with who you are, or you're getting bullied because of who you are, or who people suspect you are and you're not. Whatever the situation, it gets better. Okay, maybe it'll be a longer time than a year. Maybe it'll be years, but it will get better. You will find your soulmate if you believe in that, or you will find someone that you can confide in and that will love you dearly for who you are. Maybe you won't find 100% support from everyone. I haven't. Nobody really does. And if you do, congrats to you. Um, but those that don't support you, really, they're not meant to be in your future. And things will get better. You'll find that dream job. You'll go to university. I'm going to university to get my honors in psychology and become a teacher. And that's a dream come true, to find somebody that I love that's going to be there. And that'll happen to you. it gets better. And you won't know that unless you stick around. So if you're doing what I was, if you're cutting, if you're self-mutilating in any way, if you're drinking, doing drugs, whatever you find is coping right now, it's only gonna put you in the ground in all reality. And nobody wants that. You're a beautiful person. You have a life to fulfill ahead of you. Society is changing for the beautifully every day, even though we don't always see it. There's always going to be a light at the tunnel, even if it's a pinprick. Take that pinprick and hold on to it, because it's going to get you through so much, and it's going to get better. Your days will get brighter as they go by. I promise you that. It's not just a statement. You got to stick around to see it. So do that. Be you. Be proud. Be loud. And never give up, because you deserve better than that. So thank you for listening. And I really do hope I've changed at least one person's thought on possibly committing suicide, because it's a serious matter. We've all been there. We've all contemplated it. But we all get through, because it does get better. Thank you.